Holy goalie.
Hey.
Surely that's the best back page, isn't it? Of course, talking about Alisson's late winner. That's for you, Dad. Talking about Alisson, of course, losing his father tragically earlier in the year. Ali's stunner, meanwhile, another back page in the UK. Ali's KO, the first goalkeeper in the history of Liverpool Football Club to score. Don, we talked about this a lot yesterday. I don't get bored of talking about it because it's so brilliant. Just take us through your reaction.
It was incredible. I was watching it live, Dan. It was just, Liverpool played well in the game. They were creating chances. And then you see Alisson come up for the header and you think, surely it can't happen. He's unmarked. The technique for the header was just incredible. But it's the whole backstory, as you said, all the trauma that he's been through, losing his dad a couple of months ago. The dressing room would have found it hard to try and deal with and try and console him all these months. And then, he scores the winner, and then his interview afterwards was just perfect. You could see the emotion in him. He was nearly in tears, and you felt for him. So I think when you want to restore some of your love in the game, you see moments like that and interviews like that, and it gives you loads of love back into the game. It was just an incredible achievement.
It's a good way of putting it, because we watch so many games, and obviously not complaining, but this season has just been like relentless game after. But then you see a moment like that, and it just makes you fall in love with the game once again, doesn't it?
The best thing that I can say about Alisson's goal is that his header would have been a great header had it been Robert Lewandowski. Had it been an out-and-out striker, best striker in the world, that sort of header, we would have said that's a great header.
Yep.
For Alisson to do it, puts it on an entirely different level. What a great moment, and what a significant moment in terms of what it means for Liverpool.
Yes.
Some of these goalkeeper goals sometimes are meaningless. This one, he makes a whole bigger difference in terms of where Liverpool are and what their intentions and possibilities of getting to the top four are.
It was a goal that I'm sure Chelsea and indeed Leicester fans did not appreciate maybe as much as everybody else, because it had significant influence in the race for the top four, with only 2 games remaining according to the bookies. Liverpool, huge favourites to make it into the Champions League. They've got Burnley and then Crystal Palace on the final day of the season. Meanwhile, for Chelsea against Leicester, it is all about that game at Leicester on Tuesday, which will have a significant influence as to who will finish in the top 4 in England. Stevie, let's start with you and how, if any, the FA Cup will influence this game.
Well, regardless of whether it's an FA Cup, if 2 sides who know each other so well playing in the domestic league, and then you've got 2 sides who are battling for Champions League security, then it's very rare that one team wins back-to-back. And so the history books are against Leicester winning this game. The only thing I think that can get in the way of Chelsea is if Mr. Tuchel decides to be clever again and tries to rotate. I think the fact that he rotated against Man City recently and won the game, I think that gave him a false sense of security. I've been saying all along, this time of the year, you play your best team. So I hope he plays his best team tomorrow. And I think that if he does, they'll win the game.
What's the front 3, Don?
What, against Chelsea? I think you'll play Timo Werner and Havertz together again. They've been playing well before
with Mason
this
Mount,
game. Yeah, I think they've been playing well before this game, or even Mason Mount a little bit deeper, and Christian Pulisic if he's fit. But those two, especially the 2 Germans, have been combining, really well of late. And that was a classic case of Thomas Tuchel, trying to tinker and trying to be a little bit clever and putting Reece James as a right-sided third centre-back and Azpilicueta as a right wing-back and not playing Chilwell and putting Alonso in. He spent more time worrying about Leicester and the pace of Jamie Vardy. That's why he played James. But if he's thinking of the problems that Leicester's going to cause him, imagine the problems that Man City might cause him in the Champions League final. So he's got to go strong now, because all of a sudden now Chelsea might be in a position where they lose the Champions League final and they could actually miss out the top 4.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.